Now that you've got the business, you've got the space, you've got it all starting.
Yep.
That's the first question.
Okay. So I have to say that one hits me in the feels, of course, you know how to do that. So my unwavering support for my family and the empowerment that now it's my choice instead of I work for somebody else or I'm a service person. I'm in service to the community, I'm in service to my customer, I'm in service to the students, but it's by choice. And so I can't let that dictate my schedule. And I left my old careers to balance my family, and I have to continue to do so as an entrepreneur.
Good morning, everyone. It is right around 9 a.m. So it is time for 1 Million Cups to get started. And so welcome Zoom, everyone here in person and local TV. And let's see, we got our slides here to go through. First of all, if you've never been to 1 Million Cups, welcome. This is a place where an entrepreneur shares their journey. And we get to ask them questions and hopefully make them think about their business in a different way. And if you haven't checked in, consider checking in. You scan the code, the QR code with your phone. And if you check in 3 times, you get a pen. If you check in 6 times, you get a fancy dancy notebook. So let's see, our mission for 1 Million Cups is to lower the barrier to access to education, resources, and networks for all entrepreneurs and all businesses. And our local mission is we make sure not everyone gets to come up here and talk, because we don't want a salesman up here trying to pitch you their product. We want someone who wants to share their journey as an entrepreneur, share their challenges, be a little vulnerable, so that way we can help them get to that next step in their journey. Oh, and we are the only 1 Million Cups in Albuquerque. It is a national organization. So all across the US today, 9 a.m., 1 Million Cups happens. If you've already presented here, you can apply to present to other 1 Million Cups across the nation. You could also, depending on the time zone, you could present, 3 or 4 times in one day. So key pillars, right? Presentation, it's not a pitch for a product. We want to encourage authentic connections, meaning we hope someone just doesn't walk around the whole audience and hands out their business card. We want to see real conversations about where you're at in your journey and how others can help you. And I won't read the whole mission to you, but it basically says that you are not alone. Everyone here in this audience is here to support each other and see what we can do to help the Albuquerque ecosystem. All right, and apply to present. If you have a business, if you sold to more than just your mother, we definitely want you to apply. We also we break the rules a little bit. If you have a startup idea, maybe you want to present that. If you have a nonprofit that works with entrepreneurs, that's a great fit as well. So come and talk to any of the organizers. And our organizing team, we have Paul Sauter over there with a cowboy hat. He wears a black hat, but he's not a bad guy. So just FYI. He's Chief Scientific Officer of Equiseek. We have Lisa Adkins, COO of Fat Pipe ABQ, which is where we are right here today. We have Eric Rins Whitmore, who is probably in Santa Fe today. We have Danielle, and of course I never can see like your last name, but Danielle. Okay, end of life coach. I'm Sonia Doing. I'm CEO of Plot Duckies Publishing and an author. And Kakoa and Oscar, founders of Legacy Family Documentaries. And I don't see them here today. And then we also have our awesome local sponsors. So Fat Pipe, if you ever want to get out of your house to work, get away from the dishes and the dogs and the television, this is where to rent a space. For a day, a week, a month. I came for a month and I stayed for like 3 years or something. So yeah, it's a great place to work. We have Deanna of Dry Heat Photography, our official photographer. Thank you for being here, Deanna. I know it's really cold out here today too. So we're all here after going through that cold outside. Miriam, more than organized. She brings the creamer. I know she's here somewhere, but she's back in the back waving. And we have Brian for Noventum. Him and his team bring the donuts. Thank you, Brian. And that's Noventum Custom Software Development. Foundation for Sustainable Living gets us our coffee, so thank you. Very important. And Cassie, it's Cassie, right? Carrie, I'm sorry, Carrie. Carrie from Minuteman Press is our other sponsor. She's done these awesome little pop-up things that we have, signs that we have, and our other little signs. So thank you very much. And I think, who's our coach for today? Paul, all right. I think Paul is up next.
Thank you. So it's a real pleasure to introduce John Owen from Aurora Borealis Glassworks. He was here about 6 months ago, and when you presented Million Cups, they have a new feature that about 6 months after your presentation, you get a little reminder email. It's like, you did say you were going to do things. Why don't you come around and tell us what you did? And sometimes people take that prompt and pull the covers over their head for a few months. And other times people actually did what they said they were going to do. And that's the case today. So come on up, John, and tell us all about it.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Owen, Aurora Borealis Glassworks. I came in about 6 months ago, well, probably a little more than that at the beginning of 23. And I found this group to actually meet its intention. Of all the groups that I've attended, this one actually, I think, hit the nail on the head for genuine connection and worth my time to come back. So 6 months out, it flew by. I'm not going to lie. So a little recap of who I am, where I came from. Born and raised in New Mexico, graduated high school in Sedalia, Missouri. I came screaming home in 2004 when I realized the mistake I had made staying in Missouri. No offense to Missouri, it's just not for me. Started at Dion's whenever I got home in 2004, and I stayed there for, I don't know, 13 years or so. It says 2017. That was a great position for me. I made good money. I just wasn't fully fulfilled. I'm a creative and I wanted to branch out. So I started a sole prop focused on sterling silver. And I did that for a few years. I was modestly successful with sterling, but really my pivoting point came in 2013 when my second son was born. Flips your whole life upside down. So all I can say is we made it, and he's healthy and happy now. Going to be 11 this year. So in 2017, we made the commitment to working for myself and doing something different. So I professionally hunt for a living in the fall. I save honeybees in the summertime, and I sell art and jewelry throughout the year. So at the end of 2019, I found glass, and it's just truly my passion. So I started working with glass, and I found it to be the fulfilling thing that was missing in my life. Other than my family, it's really my top priority now in life. So I committed this year to buying the business, and I came in, I want to say June, July area, and presented based on a lot of the things that I did, and had some pretty big goals. So one of them was space. And we were able to acquire a space at 5001 Central Northeast. And we began working on it in September after I signed the lease, started moving stuff in, finally getting things set up a little bit, and a little bit of the art that we've done along the way. So here's the website, and I fully took over in August. So September, we signed the lease. October was a lot of building and hunting and different things. And then November, we were able to really take over and finish out the build out. So the soft open happened, and I have to be really grateful for Wes. I'm glad I put this on here. West was a major benefit to be able to go over there and work and organize some thoughts, business plans, different things like that. And they approved the loan, and I was able to purchase the business and the equipment. And I signed that lease in September. And again, the build out happened. So major hurdle with UNM continuing ed was achieved. We were able to get that up and rolling. And so we started that in our old facility, and we are now hosting that on the 20th of January. It'll be our first class in the new facility through UNM continuing ed. So that kind of knocked Groupon down from being our leading source of revenue. So that was a really exciting hurdle as well. Between the website bookings and UNM continuing ed, Groupon's kind of become the lower priority. So the The future for us still looks a little bit the same and quite a bit different. So public awareness, we're open, simply word of mouth and getting our things printed with the new address and all the awareness. So our grand opening, we're targeting for February. And we have our first stained glass class coming up, and we have another instructor teaching that. So Crystal will be teaching a stained glass class as of February 10th. And that's another, populating the studio and another way for us to be able to create awareness. We also have a fusing glass class that will be coming online. So eventually we will offer all the different applications in glass, from glass blowing to stained glass and fusing and slumping and all kinds of other applications. So be looking out for Instagram and stuff like that. We always try and post stuff there. Community participation, again, people taking classes, inquiring, gift giving, all kinds of fun ways for community to participate, including just collecting glass art. Find something that you like and take it home with you. So that'll be all the salesmanship you get, I promise. So BHAGs, these are just the really audacious goals that I set in the beginning, and partnerships with CNM in the fuse maker space was one of them and continues to be one of them. That's why it's a BHAG. So it's not something that I was able to complete in the last 6 months, but it is something that I look forward to seeing in the future. So we have commitments that they will offer our course through the maker space and eventually maybe some space sharing down the road. So youth and veteran classes funded. We have some commitments from NMCAN. So I really have to shout out Ezra. I don't know his last name, but NMCAN is a youth development nonprofit that transitions foster and kind of delinquent youth into the community. And they've committed to bringing their groups in up to 4 times a year in the beginning. And so that's a start. And then I'll continue to hunt down some APS contacts and some UNM fine arts and start getting a little wider reach to the student population in Albuquerque. So again, I feel like a lot of it's successful and we still have a lot of room to grow. So I'll open it up to questions. There go my sense. Okay.
I'm going to take your slides down and put your contact info in.
Okay.
If you want to ask a question, please form a line up here. We'll also take questions from people online. Paul, you want to go first?
Sure.
So I'm Paul Sauter with Equiseek, and remember, if you ask a question, point the mic right at your mouth. So tell us more about your experience with West. What was it that they wanted to know? What did you learn from them, and what did you have to do to get the loan?
Well, thank you for asking. So the process was quite involved. They go through business plans, models, things like, again, projections and costs. So it was really informative, very helpful to have that kind of support. They want to know everything from background to, just about everything about you, and typical loan process as far as credit report. I would have to say much better than a bank because it's fixed at 5% and again, variable, all these things, but the money was way, way cheaper, honestly. And so I put myself through their ringer for that, but I had to secure the loan with property. So it's a secure loan. And I also had to form a new LLC instead of purchasing the LLC, which I would not advise to anyone. It was a major hurdle that I just had to learn through. So in order to secure the loan through them, they wanted me to start a new LLC and purchase all of the old LLC's assets. And it just makes sense for tax liability reasons. And it might be best practice for others. But in our case, with a Groupon-based business, our EIN change hit a reset on that campaign. And it put a major upset in our revenues. So it was a huge learning lesson. And I would not advise, if you're going to purchase a business, to form a new one. I would recommend just make sure their taxes are in order. So that was a major learning lesson. Outside of that, though, again, a wonderful process. If anybody has the ability to secure that kind of a loan, much cheaper. But again, that's few and far between. So, thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions, and I remember when you presented before. And so my first question is, what's the thing that you have discovered about yourself now that you've got the business, you've got the space, you've got it all starting?
Yep.
That's the first question.
Okay. So I have to say that one hits me in the feels, of course, you know how to do that. So my unwavering support for my family and the empowerment that now it's my choice instead of I work for somebody else or I'm a service person. I'm in service to the community. I'm in service to my customer. I'm in service to these students, but it's by choice. And so I can't let that dictate my schedule. And I left my old careers to balance my family, and I have to continue to do so as an entrepreneur.
And how are you doing with that?
So I call 23 my Elon Musk year. If you've never heard it, Elon Musk says if you can't sacrifice today for a better tomorrow, then you're doing nothing with your life, you know, and I called 23 my sacrifice. I sacrificed everything last year. I put it all on hold. I asked my family for their support and I got it unwavering, you know, and so in 24, I have to remind myself that that was 1 year and not every year going forward. So the choice to slow down in the moments, the choice to be aware of my schedule and in general, make better decisions as far as how to balance those things in.
And so you just answered my other question, which
Good.
was, and what are you doing? And so great. I'm glad you're doing that.
Well, good. Thank you.
You learned your lesson and you're working through it.
Absolutely.
Vincent, online, you have a question. Go ahead and unmute and ask your question, please. Vincent, are you there?
I
There you
am. It just technologically not savvy. Everybody can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Hey, listen, I'm really stoked on the new business and the launch. I'm really excited for you. Lessons learned from my past and my business. I think this business has the potential to really catch some wildfire and to get a lot of virality. Especially becoming, you know, like you know, we're a small town here in Albuquerque, and so whenever we have something new that's really fun and really awesome to do, I think everybody wants to jump in on it. So I'm curious on what's your customer retention program? How are we retaining these customers' information, and so that we can create a long-term relationship with our customers? And then what's the upsells or the larger value that we're using as a feeder business?
Interesting question. So retention wise, I have to say, I consider it a 10%er. About 10% of people are interested enough in the discipline in glass to continue. So again, kind of servicing that one and done for the 90%. We focus really hard on how to retain customers. We get excellent feedback. We have a decent following of local glass artists that participate with us. I would love to learn more about how to really effectively retain more customers. We offer a sign up on our website, and I'm still in the learning process with Albuquerque Art Hub that helps me manage the website on how to effectively reach that audience and engage with them in a meaningful way. So I'm open to any input. Feeder businesses, I believe, kind of as a second. I do all of the local NM True to Groupon. We're reaching out to Airbnb excursions. So those really feed us our customers. And again, creating programs like the UNM Continuing Ed and some of the APS work that I continue to do, creating that local awareness, getting people in young and exposing them to the arts, and I guess letting go of that illusion that you have to be really good at your hobby. It's meant to be fun. So I think as they expose themselves to our new facility, that will speak for itself, and we'll see more retention there also.
Okay.
Thanks, Vincent. Marilyn?
Any person or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marilyn Pruitt with Our Peaceful Path Life Coaching. I see some really cool stuff over there, and I know you make it and teach people how to make it, but do you sell it as well?
Yes.
Okay, and the other question is, I see you selling to UNM, APS. Have you thought about homeschool or other options like that to market your business to?
Excellent question. In fact, I was approached by, I believe, some form of leadership out of a private school, and I would love to be able to reach out to that. I think I just need to do more investigation on the how-to. A great concept that I'm going to definitely jot down whenever I leave. So, private groups, we do a little bit of, even as Girl Scouts troop, that, you know, the more of that type of involvement we can get into, the better off. So I love the input.
I can give you a few contacts for homeschool, and you could talk to like the Boy Scout office or the Girl Scout office and things like that as well.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sue Prolazny.
Good morning. It's so funny. My cousin and I were just talking about glass blowing and how fun it would be to take a class in that. They live in Minnesota. My question to you is, you mentioned you were a Groupon-based business, and I really don't understand what that means. And I thought I heard you say you were glad that that's not your main source any longer.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I guess I overused the term based because we were still very organic and word of mouth, but really the only advertising or putting ourselves out there we did prior to 23 was through Groupon. And we sold a Groupon class that a lot of people would book direct, and you wouldn't use Groupon except for to expose yourself to that traveling audience that comes through Albuquerque. And so we based pretty much out of the backyard hobby business. The only advertising or marketing of any kind was that Groupon. And so again, as we've transitioned out of that and doing more of that organic and direct booking, I've kind of backed off of letting Groupon lead the way in gaining our customers.
Sue, do you know what Groupon is?
Yeah, I do know what Groupon is, but I don't know what it means to be like a Groupon-based business. And I do like the idea that they mentioned prior about working with the schools. And if you work with schools, what would you think your target would be? Would it be high schoolers?
So I think really honestly that 13 right at the end of middle school or at a freshman level to expose and let them see it. And then if we could follow up at a senior level and let them do a little more hands-on, I think that would be a great idea. Anything in that age range though, I mean, honestly, I work with anything from 9 years old to 80 years old consistently. So I don't necessarily feel there's a perfect age, but that 13 and up, I think is ideal.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Sue. JP?
Morning, I'm John Patrick. I'm a fellow artist. I love artists and I love people doing what you're doing because I love the classical aspect of your art, that it's organic and that it's you in the glass, and like there's a little bit of technology, which is just the machines that warm it up and the blowing. And so I'm really fascinated in your business plan. And you sell these products in your showroom, and are they also available in other outlets?
I kind of stopped doing any wholesale at this point. So I was doing quite a bit of wholesale out of the backyard, and it's hard enough to turn a profit. And now with my own space, I really don't do a lot of wholesale. However, we do the art shows, again, through the unwavering support of my family. My sister sets up a table on Saturdays at a lot of markets. And so then we're able to put our rack cards and stuff out there and put some of the swag out there, but a little bit of the glass sales. Glass is kind of slow until the holiday season, whenever it's kind of ornaments. And we do target things like in the spring with yard art, or the fall, you know, again, pumpkins. And so there's seasonal items that are more gift shoppy, less artistic. So yes and no.
Okay. So this is kind of I'm gonna try to make the question less complicated. So how much of your business relies on selling the art, and that can be commissions and the pieces of glass, and how much of it is in the service, and can you explain those services, because they seem to be classes and courses?
Absolutely. I say my number one product is the people, not necessarily the art itself. I think offend artists by saying I'm an artist, and I get told every day I'm an artist. So I am an artist. At the same time, my art comes via the communication over hot glass, and my service is to people and letting them expose themselves to that cathartic side of glass, where it doesn't matter your worst day, you can come in and roll some glass, and there is no room on the table for the emotional side in your life. And so we are all wired the same way when it comes to heat, whether we like to admit this or not. We are all scared of that heat and we want to stay far away. And that puts us kind of counterintuitive. And so for me, again, I say my product's the people because I'm there as a coach and somebody to help you get close enough and stay safe. And our service is that to the people. So I market and I planned this business out around the service to the people and the students. So courses and classes and development of the glass discipline. And the art, I would say, is 10%. I mean, I throw this number out, I don't really know. And when I stood up here and said 50,000 annually in sales, and I was pretty proud of that number, I got told, well, the art's going to do way better. You know, when you have a space and a gallery, you'll be surprised at how much that brings in. We're still too new for me to say that's ring true at all. I don't want to depend on selling glass to make a living. Then I would be more in a production mode where more of my time would be required to produce parts for cheap. And so I sell my glass at an art price instead of just a gift shop price. And I do make some gift shoppy items like the ornaments. Yeah, I mean, it just comes in the nature of glass. But my focus will remain in course development and bringing these other systems online because they're not available to the public in Albuquerque.
Can you explain the courses and the different ones and then the access points of getting into them?
Absolutely. So if you are a continuing ed person, anybody with tuition remission can now use those funds to access the hot shop. And that was the whole point in continuing ed. So it puts it free to the user out of pocket, essentially. They are using some of their funds available to them, but it's not out of pocket. So UNM continuing ed is a great source if you have tuition remission. We now book directly on the website. And you can find us still on Groupon. We're doing okay there. And I mean, again, I wouldn't encourage anybody to book on Groupon. I want you to book directly with me. So, I mean, I would hope that the website's the #1 access point. We are #1 on Google, and we'll continue to do more of the organic marketing here locally. So hopefully they're finding us via Google. I mean, that's really our leading source of our direct customer.
Well, I'm currently in a boot camp over at the Fuse across the street, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in there and seeing what you're doing. And I might be interested in doing your class. So anyway, keep it going, John. Really, congratulations.
Thank you. Excellent. And just to follow up, you know, we follow suit as far as the Fuse maker space. So to describe the course just for a brief moment, it's a one-on-one, you know, depending on the scenario, it can be 1-on-5 as far as students. So the group size can change vastly, but the message doesn't. We go over the very basics of glass blowing, from safety to equipment, the language, the tools. And then I do a demonstration in the beginning, and glass is so logical. We all feel, I've got this. And then when it's your turn, it's everything I couldn't tell you. And so you get to experience it for yourself. Glass is one of those few things. We can read about it in a book. You can watch it online all day until you get your hands on the end of a punty, the stick. Until you're the one touching it and in charge of it, you don't really understand and you can't learn. And so it comes from experience. And that's, again, part of the experience of these classes is to do the basics. So then we'll offer things like flowers, where we just do a project. And then we offer other time where you can just develop your own glass skill and there's not a dictated curriculum for you. So if you make a mistake, good. If you drop hot glass on the floor, you have to sign it like everybody else. And we learn.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Hello, I'm so glad you're back. Miriam Ortiz, with More Than Organized. I have kind of two thoughts. First, on the retail side, I do have retail background, so a simple way to have consistent product that will bring in revenue from classes as well, like back of the room sales type stuff, is to have a few housewares.
Yep.
Trivets, tiles, glasses. I see you have the smiley face, scary glasses. But just a few of those that you can make fairly quickly that can then be sold, might help that aspect of it, just bring it up a few percentage points. But also video. Are you doing reels and doing all stuff? I haven't checked out your stuff lately, but I was a kid in Santa Fe that grew up sitting at the Glassworks on Canyon Road for hours and hours and hours. And I still watch glass blowing videos online, so do those and I will start following you, but I feel like that community that's around there. And have you reached out to any other Glassworks around the country? I've been to the one in Jerome, Arizona, and they do a whopping business all year round, so.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So yes, we are doing reels. Is it okay if I call you out a little bit? So in the back of the room is Max, my other instructor. If you want to come on up and just say hi and put your face out here to the world. So it's Max's mom, Laura, that does all of our reels. And if you jump on our Aurora Borealis Instagram, she does all of the work to make us look like champions. And she's just naturally gifted at it. So it's not something we pay for. She shows up and does it, and then they come out and they do really well. So I encourage everybody to please go watch one of those. Like it, share it, however you want. We do love the videos, and yes, please. In fact, the ornament that I developed, that little hot air balloon, is meant to be a keepsake for somebody's very first marble. And it's a product that I kind of did as an add-on to those classes, trying to capture those little bit of extra sales. So I do, and I will hear and listen and welcome you to come in and give any.
I have
input you have.
my little pile of things you're gonna help me recreate.
Yep, excellent. Thank you. And then again, another shout out. Thank you. Max has really come a long way and is our following instructor. So he gives me relief whenever I need it. He provides the same class that I do, and he's actually transitioned away from his full-time job into the arts this year. So he is moving though.
Yeah, soon.
So, welcome back, Max. Thanks for being here.
Hi, how are you? Ken Jackson, TKJ Podcast, and City of Albuquerque Small Business Office. I was sending out some text messages as you were talking. So places like Explora, is it possible for you to go into Explora? If so, would the kids or the attendees be able to walk away with anything? And then what type of safety issues would they need to prepare for if we can make that happen for you? Awesome.
So I actually submitted my proposal first. My very first proposal went out to the Fuse and to Explora. Explora in a space share scenario, it's not necessarily as viable as in a hosting scenario where we come out more remotely. I have another glass artist that owned her own mobile studio and for health reasons can't operate it. And so we've talked about doing a partnership where Aurora Borealis comes out remote. And essentially the relationship might look like they host us and we offer a really inexpensive item to those kids to be able to make and take. And so we are currently setting up those systems, and I have a few contacts at Explore, but I would welcome any input or help there.
I'm going to send you the person you need to talk to, her information, and then you can actually go visit if you want to and figure out how that works best for you. But I'll send that to you today.
Perfect.
Fair enough?
Yep.
All
Thank
right,
you. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you.
No, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being back. Danielle with Conscious Crossroads End of Life Services. So we chatted very briefly last time about possibly doing some sort of a collaboration workshop. Could we do a workshop for grief processing where people are able to bring in a little bit of their cremains from their loved ones and make a project that they can leave as a memorial to their loved one?
Absolutely, yes. So thank you for asking. And, you know, it's such an interesting concept. I think it's on the cutting edge of taboo where people don't necessarily know what to do with this. We don't like urns as a vast majority anymore. I see this more and more in the industry. When I first got into glass, I was like, I probably won't do that. Death is not my thing, you know, and more and more I have people show up with their loved ones' ashes and they don't know what to do. They want something that is, you know, an artistic statement that they're not going to end up spilling. And it's a beautiful way to encapsulate and preserve and make something beautiful, and they're all going to be unique. So in fact, one of the photos in my slides is a pendant with the heart and an ash shape.
Heart shape.
I said that exactly backwards. I'm so sorry. Yes. So
Cool. Let's do it.
the ash in the shape of a heart inside of a sterling pendant. And it's something that I'd love to offer for people to be able to come in and do, and as much as they want to participate. And then I just kind of help. Cool. Thank you.
Very cool.
Anybody else? Last call. On it.
We have two questions. The official state question, red or green?
Red with eggs and green the rest of the day.
All right. And every day.
Every day.
And what can this community do for you?
Man, it's such a great question. And I have to thank you, Paul. Great energy and a really great coach. So thank you for your support through all of this. The community can really just participate, talk about it, bring it up. It's so funny how we all have a story in glass. And whether we look through the glass or touch the glass or drive behind the glass, we interact with glass every day. Come and play with it, see how it's made, talk about it, and bring your story to the hot shop. Add value to this project because it's awesome. So I invite anybody to come and show up and hang out and play and participate.
Thank you. So we probably have some events.
Yeah, I do.
You gonna do those? Hope we have some more signups for show and tell.
I know.
Yeah, push that, please. I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Marty, but I need to find out. So if
She
any,
asked me to make sure that I push it today. So
okay, do you know if anyone signed up?
Paul and I have.
Oh, good. Kyle, can you come up here for a second? This is Kyle with Catharsis Media. Just in case you haven't heard what they're doing, I'm gonna let him explain it one more time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa. So my name is Kyle Vandevelde. I am the production and finance manager for Catharsis Media. We go and run Comcast Channel 96, the New Mexico Education Channel, with the intent of growing and educating the Albuquerque film community. We do that through a few different means. One of our main ways is going out and filming in the field with 1 Million Cups, as well as other events and group activities that are happening around the area to go and put on our channel. We also have a wonderful internship program where we take high school students, college students, even some adults that are within a year or two of graduation, and helping train them on camera equipment, studio equipment, and getting them ready for the large scale professional sets that are coming through town. We are always looking for content. We are contracted for 40 hours a week of content on our channel, and that is always a game of catch up. So if you or your business has an idea or wants to get a studio production involved or something, feel free to come up my way and we can figure out what business with us would look like. As well, probably not today since I'm going solo, our other person is out today, but most of the times we will be setting up a microphone afterwards and we can go and have any of your local business owners come up, say a couple words about 1 Million Cups and how they have helped you and your business grow. And we will go and put your testimony or blurb up on the episode that it is associated with when we air it Sundays at 8 p.m.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, so they're gonna start showing all the 1 Million Cups that they've been recording. So it starts Sunday, January 7th. So this Sunday at 8 p.m. and every Sunday after at 8 p.m. on Comcast Channel 96, or you can also watch online if you don't have Comcast. So highly recommend that those of you who have presented in the last few months, watch your video online. That's always a good way to learn about how you might go about improving your presentation skills, but then share it with your friends and family, put it on Facebook, get some notifications out there for your business to your potential customers. So Barbara Dawson is continuing. Oh, you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Okay.
Every opportunity that we have, we need to speak in public because it's uncomfortable. I'm Barbara Dawson with Purple Mulch. And this afternoon or morning at 11:30 to 1 o'clock, we're doing the second in the Authentic Communication series. This one is on discovery. I'm creating a community of people that know that what they really want to do is make the sale. But what they don't do well is build the relationship first. And so in our workshop, we'll be talking about and experiencing how to do that. John, I loved what you said, that the only way you get to know glass is by doing it. Same thing in sales. The only way to really get sales is to do it. So I create the space for you to do that in this class. So come if you've already enrolled on Eventbrite, great. If not, enroll or just show up. 11:30 today. Thank you.
Dr. Barbara Putzline, some of you may know her. She's a tenant at the Bioscience Center. She's doing a very cool workshop called the 5 Essential Business Systems. Oh, that's you. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Miriam. That's okay. The fantastic Miriam Ortiz-Pino is teaching a workshop here called the 5 Essential Business Systems that Transform Your Productivity. If anybody was here, was it the week after Christmas? So,
Yep.
or yeah. She did a great community presentation to us. So that's going to be Wednesday, January 17th at 11:30. You can register online via our Eventbrite. If anybody wants a copy of this sheet, just email me. And I will send it to you.
And Lisa, it is at the Bio Center.
Yeah, we are going to do that at the Bioscience Center because we expect a bigger crowd and we just have a great room up there for stuff like this. So yeah, thank you. And we think that there's people at the Bioscience Center who can benefit from that class. And I can't get them to come down here, but we're always willing to go anywhere. Activate NM's drop-in mentoring for entrepreneurs returns January 19th. They have a link to register for that. And then we've been discussing this for a while. Marty McNabb with Show and Tell is going to bring to us our community of 30 things. So it's an opportunity for the adult version of Show and Tell. She's taking applications for people who want to bring an item that will be showcased here at Fat Pipe. And then we'll have an event where people get to talk about their item. Highly recommend that you sign up for that. I know Paul and Danielle have signed up. I can do it. I already have something on display that I talk about all the time. Looks like we have a line of people who have some other events. Come on up.
Hey guys, I'm Brian Steiner with Noventum Custom Software. We are hosting a WordPress work-along on Tuesday, January 16th at 6:00 p.m. at Ideas and Coffee. So if you have a WordPress site, you have any questions, come on by. We'll help you out for free.
And Ken Jackson, City of Albuquerque Small Business Office. Our next business-to-business resource fair will be February 5th from 4 to 7 at Holiday Park Community Center. February 5th from 4 to 7, Holiday Park Community Center. That's 11710 Comanche Northeast. If you would like a booth, the booths are free. It is a great way to get your business out there. It is a business-to-business event. Our other agencies will be present, from planning to zoning and other agencies, to answer any questions you may have. Thanks a lot.
Marilyn Pruitt, once again, I didn't coordinate times with Miriam and Barbara, but we are having a free intro victory cycle, so you can see what kind of life coaching I do. This is just a sample. It is an hour long and it is fantastic and it does wonderful things for everybody. So it's here if you want it. There's some flyers right there. I have some more and I hope to see some of you there.
Hello again, and I'm back, Danielle with Conscious Crossroads End of Life Services. This is a free course for all adults over 60, being sponsored by Bernalillo County Senior Services Department. It starts next Tuesday. It runs from January 16th to February 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Rio Bravo Senior Center. And it's a 7-week-long course on everything about end-of-life planning, from what do you do with your body afterwards to wills and estates to all of our end-of-life options, including medical aid and dying here in New Mexico. It's being put on by Jane Westbrook. So flyers for that are available over here too.
No one's ever had the opportunity to use a death doula. I can tell you from personal experience that it's necessary and amazing. And thank you. Paul, let's do introductions. We've got some new people here. I see new faces. So if you're new, you've never been to 1 Million Cups, please come up front. If there's anybody online, raise your hand and I'll call on you as well. I want you to stand on or near the star so the people on the camera can see you. Introduce us, tell us who you are and how you found out about 1 Million Cups.
Hello, my name is Anna Lemchuk. I'm with American General Media. Thank you for this event and thank you, Brian from Noventum, for invitation. He also my client. I work with American General Media. It's a group of 7 radio stations and includes full service and digital company. So we can help increase your business and bring new customers.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, everyone. This is my first time here. My name is Seth Wagner. I'm a local business owner. I have a couple different irons in the fire. I'm glad to be here with all you entrepreneurs. I was invited by Marilyn. Just a little bit about myself. My farm is it's an organic farm in Corrales. We grow watermelons and other produce. We also grow hemp and have CBD products. Another thing that I'm doing right now is film production. I recently graduated with my associates from Santa Fe Community College. And so my plans for the new year are to integrate the two and do farm educational videos. And maybe get into agritourism. So that's a little bit about me. Definitely would like to present here at some point. So I'll just stay posted. All right, great.
Vincent, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Online.
Yeah. Hey, folks. Everybody hear me?
Yep. Well, we did for a second.
I own Green Joe Coffees. Okay, we're good now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. My name's Vincent. I own Green Joe Coffee School. So we're a coffee school dedicated to teaching people how to get into the mobile coffee industry. So anything that deals with carts, trucks, or trailers. I run an online business as well as a production business. The online business starts off with very simple ebooks and downloads for people that are just doing the research. And then it upgrades to master classes where we walk people through code and regulations and how to actually do the build out. And then we have a production division where we do Built by Green Joe. We help produce these coffee trucks and trailers. I'm in one of my coffee trucks now. And so, yep, that's what we do.
Nice, thank you. All right, anybody else? Yes? Anybody else new? New-ish? All right. So we're gonna wrap it up?
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up, but please spend some time talking to people that you've just met here. It's a great time of year. You see people have gotten through the winter holidays and everybody's fresh with resolutions. You see from our events calendar that everybody's waking up and doing new things, and dive in and do something new to expand your personal or business productivity, or get new customers, or have a better understanding of what you're doing. And I'll see you next week. Lift up entrepreneurship in New Mexico. Meet some new people here today. Thank you.